Looking for a review of Grand Prix Plaza in Vegas by a fellow Formula One fan? You're in luck, we already did one. We did a walkthrough of F1X, and today we're discussing potential improvements to the world's largest immersive Formula One attraction. Grand Prix Plaza is the actual paddock used during the Las Vegas Grand Prix, and I hoped it would replicate the slick presentation of the world's fastest autosport, but was left wanting. F1X begins with creating your team. Customization options such as colors and logos were quite limited, but this is okay. You then get your grid pass and scan into the first room. Given you need to scan your pass sporadically throughout F1X, I was optimistic there would be a story or level of gamification similar to Spyscape in New York or the now defunct Star Wars Galactic Star Cruiser. Spoiler alert, other than customizing your livery, there isn't too much screen gamification. The first room is the Event Technical Center, which houses an introductory video discussing the broadcast process for races. While I'm very happy the people who work behind the scenes and on track are getting a shout out, and I appreciate their work as this is how I get to watch races, this struck me as an underwhelming introduction to the high-speed world of Formula One. This was an opportunity to establish the tone for the experience, explaining what attendees will be doing, providing an overview of any potential gamification, setting expectations, or establishing a story. This is what I want when I'm entering an immersive experience. However, this room set a tone I was not expecting. After this, you head into 75 Years of Formula One, which serves as a museum and houses a couple interactive screens. I love seeing artifacts and reading about the legends of my favorite sport, and this room does a wonderful job of this. However, the options for interactivity were limited to a reaction test game and pulling up photos of the drivers. Opportunities to scan and collect digital collectibles for the grid pass, or to seek out specific pieces of memorabilia, would have encouraged attendees to comb through the exhibits at length and would have helped with immersion and gamification. The next room is the F1 Factory, which contains tons of information regarding the wonderful feats of engineering which are F1 cars. I greatly appreciate the technical deep dive and love seeing cars and components on display. But this was another room which could have been improved by increased interactivity and gamification. Encouraging attendees to scan into various exhibits to, quote, build their F1 car, or having a clear, see-through, or even deconstructed replica of an F1 car, which allows for detailed breakdowns of various components, would have been a great way to foster curiosity regarding the insane scope of work which goes into crafting these machines. Next up is the Design Studio, which is where attendees are able to, quote, design their own virtual F1 car. This felt very similar to livery creators in F1 video games, albeit with even more limited options. After creating your design, it's then projected onto a blank F1 car, which is a great photo op. But considering the price tag, an option for a 3D printed micro model or having this design be carried over later in the experience would have contributed to a sense of immersion. Next up is the pit wall, which allows you to listen to select team audio from the 2023 Vegas Grand Prix, which is pretty cool. But if you watch races, you've likely heard the highlights. Also, while the screens look cool, there's no detailing of what the data means or any interactivity. There was an opportunity here to break down the data these team members need to sift through, and some mini-games, whether it be providing recommendations, clicking through screens to get the correct strategy for your driver, or something would have been welcome. Instead, this struck me as a fairly passive and shallow experience. After this, you head to the pit stop garage, which allows you to do a tire change with the help of a staff member, which is fantastic and really helps attendees appreciate the level of skill the pit crew members operate with. Next is the grand finale of F1X, the driver briefing room and 4D theater where filming is not allowed, so I'll show you some additional footage. Essentially, you sit in shared movable seating, watch an onboard lap with headphones while listening to the audio between Nico Hülkenberg and the Haas pit wall. The seats move and you feel the shifting, but the video is grainy. Sports fans love immersion, but no amount of tech will make me able to dunk a basketball like LeBron. Formula One is the fastest auto sport in the world. And while I will likely never know what it feels like to be behind the wheel of one of those machines, there are high-end racing sims under the same roof. Had this experience been in a personal simulator with 4K video, or even gone so far as to mimic the position drivers must take in their car while watching, feeling, and listening to a live lap, I suspect this would have been the perfect highlight of F1X. Instead, I felt very underwhelmed. Finally, you head into the cool-down room, which is a fantastic ending, but scanning in only brings up your team name. No mention of anything you did, or even a photo of your livery design. As a Formula One fan, I saw great potential in Grand Prix Plaza, but the lack of interactivity and the fact the paddock garages weren't used felt like a huge missed opportunity. These attractions need to be movable as the space becomes occupied during the race, but a replica team garage where visitors could walk through, take photos, and scan their grid pass felt like a no-brainer. Having games such as various reaction tests drivers do, along with their personal results, would have also helped with interactivity. Having additional options for attendees who don't want to actually drive go-karts, say, such as being on the radio with their friends while they drive, would have differentiated F1 Drive from various go-kart racing options. These are just a few of the recommendations I had to improve the Grand Prix Plaza experience as a Formula One fan. And if you've attended, what did you think of the attractions? Let me know down in the comments.